I just realized it was Sunday.
Yeah. I was
And
gonna
I'm
say, it
over
was
here.
like,
I'm like, hold on. So I was like, all right, whatever. So there he is. There he is.
the man, the myth, the legend,
He's
Mark is coming
coming.
in.
He looks like he just woke up too.
He rolled out of bed. Is all right. I'm ready, guys. Put me in the game, coach.
I know he's been helping out his parents. He's coming in right now. So he's in the waiting room right now. So welcome in, guys. The Morning Spike here on Dynasty Pylon channel. We're gonna talk about targets here in the middle rounds, some trades, a little bit the Hall of Fame game, and it was we wanted your input because we talked about it on Wednesday, but we didn't know if did you even catch any of it, to be honest.
I watched a good portion of it actually.
Okay.
And it felt good. But who's that quarterback for Cleveland?
DTR. We talked about him.
Dude,
we've talked about him.
I didn't know he was gonna be that good.
Yeah, no, we've talked about him before.
I thought he was just a running quarterback, and he is not.
No.
He might be the complete package. I was like, man, I can see him being a great backup to one of these quarterbacks.
Yeah,
and
he surprised me at the Shrine Bowl before even the Senior Bowl. I think the Shrine Bowl was maybe about a couple days before the Senior Bowl. And when I watched him, because it was him and Moody who impressed me, who actually got awards that game, and they got offensive players of the awards. So if you haven't heard who he is, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, we've talked about him. He's a very good backup to Watson. If Watson doesn't pull through, you got him. But again, he's a rookie, so things do happen. They don't really pop off, day one.
Well, he just reminded me of Tyler Huntley for Lamar Jackson. He's that, he could be.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he could be that guy. So, whenever Mark decides to get in here, I'm gonna. Did anybody go through the YouTube settings? I didn't check that either.
I didn't check anything.
Yeah, so we'll look at that. Add the tags in.
Me being in Miami, I was just like, yeah,
yeah.
I looked at the weather today, and it said it's only gonna be 92, and it's gonna feel like 109. I was like, yeah.
No, I heard you on your channel the other day, and I'm like, he doesn't know what heat is. You don't know what heat is. You really don't. So
it's like an oven.
No, not even an oven. You don't know what an oven is. So you really don't. So I'm actually watching this mock draft go right now, and it's interesting to me what people are actually doing. And people are actually drafting the right way right now. You don't see QBs in the first round, Mahomes in the second, which is interesting to me. But today we're talking about the middle of the tier, so I'm gonna talk about like here probably around the 6, 7, 8. But the issue here, this isn't an IDP, and I know we kind of established IDP here on this channel as well. But it's interesting to me that watching this, these are like random people on what they do outside of us.
I'm finding it interesting. So Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Jackson, Fields.
All roughly around third and fourth. And for me, this is still too early. Like, I like establishing my team first and then getting my QB maybe round 6. That's just how I've always done it.
I've always went around 4 or 5.
Really?
Because I want to get the guy the dual threat. I think the dual threat quarterback is different than the regular being a great quarterback. So having that running aspect matters to me. So if I could get him round 5, I could get Jalen Hurts. That's great. I feel like I've got my top tier guys along with my quarterback. And then I'll fill out, the rest of the roster. And that's why I'm looking at, the diamonds in the rough, the Madison. He might pop off because he's going to have a lot of rushing. The Damian Pierces. Those type of guys that might come down a couple of rounds and are still available in the 6. That's why I'm looking at them.
Yeah. No. So I'm actually observing. See, for me, like I wouldn't even go that that deep. And I'm looking at this tab and it says experienced only.
Yeah.
So these people, to my knowledge, probably have been in some type of fantasy league before. A few years. This isn't their first rodeo. Whoever's sitting at the 8th spot here just kind of screwed it all up. So either they lost connection or they don't care. So what's up, Mark?
How's it going, guys?
You good? You eating?
Yep, good. I had a little something. I'm good now.
So I'm like I said, we're just watching this draft go. Obviously we're not in it, but it did spike my interest because it said 12 team PPR. It's a 2 flex. So and it's a 13 rounder. And in quotations it said experienced only. So I'm like, okay, what do we have here? So
I mean, I like that. But they doing like background checks or something.
I don't know. Like I was like, okay, what
do
is
you
this?
see
What's
your
this?
resume before you can be in this mock draft?
Yeah, right. So I don't know.
I gotta
It's
tell
just
you guys,
interesting
I'm
to me.
surprised Alvin Kamara got drafted before Miles Sanders.
Oh, there's your Hurts in the 3rd round. I just saw. Then
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson. Oh, there goes all your running quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Josh Allen,
Connor right
Hurts,
here in the
Jackson.
5th. It's interesting that I'm watching this, like just kind of watching the way people are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I mean, Kamara with that 3-game suspension, I thought that would hurt his draft stock. And Miles Sanders, who's going to be a 3-down back for that team that's going to need him to run.
yeah,
That surprises the hell out of me, honestly.
yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. So
I know you want to talk about middle rounds, but Nick Chubb in the 2nd seems really low to me.
Hey, that's winning.
All right. Guy got Eckler and Chubb.
then I'm surprised he's not going sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a PPR, so this is probably why you see a lot of receivers. But if you want to talk about the running backs,
They're working Chubb into the passing game now. Though.
That's where I'm
Exactly
kind of
what they
looking at.
said.
I would have grabbed him in the 2nd. Whoever this Nick B613 is, he's already got it established.
Right.
Eckler and Chubb are going to be used in the passing game 100%.
Agreed.
The only issue is I don't like that he went Lamar in the 3rd, and now he kind of screwed himself out of maybe, Terry McLaurin there or DJ Moore or Keenan Allen. That's who he could have gotten there.
No, I
Even
would like
DK Metcalf was sitting there too.
Yeah.
But
Devontae
Brian was
Smith,
saying that he likes getting QBs in the 3rd.
I like him somewhere in the 4th to 6th.
Is that what you said earlier?
Yeah, that's what I said. You can read back.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I brought up Hurts going in the 3rd.
That's still too early for me, man. That's still too early.
Yeah, but
I like where Lawrence is at. But then I feel like some of these guys would have been here later.
I got T-Law.
T-Law sounds good, but as far as fantasy numbers, when you look at him, you compare him to, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has much better numbers. He's going to get you way more points.
Yeah, but if you have a team that's already established, if you have better running backs, better receivers, who are the guys who get hurt more, and you have a better, stronger team there, T-Law there is going to get you 4,000 yards.
Well, you're not wrong. Don't get me wrong, but if I have 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and I grab Jalen Hurts, or if I grab, Justin Fields, and these guys have MVP type numbers and have the rushing totals to go along with it, it's worth that, that little extra round.
In this draft, everyone shot for a QB in the 3rd and 4th round.
Because the run started and everyone got scared.
Yes. Whoever Team 7 was, they got Allen, and that's when these other teams got scared that, okay, maybe I should get a QB.
Yeah.
Well, 1, 5, and 6, and 12 don't have QB.
I would be sitting in their boat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with what one is doing. So, what's up, Mike? I'm going to try and get Henry or Chubb in the 2nd. Honestly, if we were saying this, I'm surprised Chubb is there in the 2nd. He should have been first because of the passing game.
Well, he also has no one else really behind him now.
Exactly.
gonna
Well,
be his
4,
show.
you work them in, but it's not going
Yeah.
to be a big impact.
I mean, do you see how many people are dropping like in these training camps right now?
Yeah.
All these running backs, all these wide receivers. I mean, man, this is crazy. Yeah.
How should the rest of your draft go if the tight end is in the first round? Well, let's talk about team 4 here.
You better wait a while to get your quarterback. You better concentrate on running backs and receivers.
You have to go.
I like what team 4 is doing though. Team 4 has good running backs and good receivers right now. Like even Brandon Cooks, as old as he is, he's still the number 2 there in Dallas.
They say he's blowing people away.
Okay, that pick was weird. Oh, he's already on auto, isn't he? He might.
I don't like if you go Travis in the first round. The only reason you do that is if you're looking for Mahomes. Like, there's no reason
You're
to go.
not getting Mahomes in the second. Like,
I mean,
in that turn right there,
he should have. So he went around and said he grabbed Derrick Henry instead of Mahomes. Mahomes went 2 picks later because I thought he probably thought it was an established draft that Mahomes would go in the 3rd or 4th.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I honestly like what he's doing right here. I'm okay with this. I really am. I'm okay with him getting Henry, Higgins,
and Kamara. I still worry about Kamara.
Well, yeah, but he's out 3 games, but you're gonna get him back. For the meantime, you run Henry and Pacheco, who are gonna be there like the first down backs, and then once Kamara gets in, you get an extra running back. If he goes running back here, which I don't know if he will because it looks like he jumped out of the draft, but I don't know. Like here's guys who I'm actually looking at here in this round. This round, if I see, let's see, Akers, Harris, Penny, I would see
B-Rob go. That's where you
Roshan going here somewhere. Charbonnet should be going here somewhere. Who else?
You know what I might have done instead of Pacheco? I might have gone for Jamal Williams.
Because the touchdowns.
Well, plus with Kamara being out 3 games. At least you have your running back. And then you could still get another running back later for when you have a bye.
Yeah.
I would have even went David Montgomery.
Yeah.
Same reasoning.
So I do like what round 8, pick 5 here is Tony. It's kind of late. It's an 8th pick. He's already got Diggs. But Tony does get hurt, but it is your 3rd receiver.
Man, you got that 2
and the Jordan Addison there.
Is he going to be there?
Round, Gabriel Davis and Treylon Burks is all there in the same round. It's not a bad pick there at 8. They should be worked in too.
I love that the Dotson pick.
John Dotson.
Yeah. That's a great pick right there.
No, yeah, it is. It is a good pick right there at 8.
Oh my God, that's superb. You could possibly getting you a number 1 wide receiver that has a good connection with a quarterback in the 8th round. Come on, man.
Most draft picks, Hurts and Burrow will go 2nd or 3rd. Yeah, it's what it's looking like. I've seen a lot of 2nd and 3rds. A lot of QBs are going a lot earlier, and I think it's crazy to see that QBs are starting to go earlier now. And this started maybe 2-3 seasons ago. It used to not be like that, but
it used to be 8th round. You say, all right, because he didn't have the running aspect. I think the difference between Burrow and T-Law is not that huge of a gap. So that's when I will wait. But I think the difference between, maybe Justin Fields and T-Law will be different, or much bigger because of the touchdowns. So if you get 12 touchdowns, now that changes everything. The running quarterback changes the way you think about things.
Yeah, the only reason I want Kelce is because no tight end can do it. No, he does. He's not even counted as a tight end. He's a freaking receiver at the tight end slot. Like, that's a cheat code. Like, he's that good. If you have Kelce, you don't have to worry about that position ever. And it's just like you just throw in a filler. Like, I don't know. I don't like that he got freaking Freiermuth here because he's gonna put Kelce in every week.
Yep.
He should have waited, but again, I think that was autoed, it looks like. So I'm not sure when the team leaves, it kind of like doesn't give a profile picture anymore. But then I'm looking at Team 5 and Team 8, they have autos. So this is where I'm like kind of confused on if they left or not.
I love
duo
that
QBs,
Aljair
yeah.
pick. That Aljair pick is a very good one too.
If Kelce doesn't fall to me, I'll try Hill.
Tyreek.
Yeah.
Or Taysom. Who's he talking about? I don't know. I've been getting Mark Andrews in the third. Well, Tyreek ain't going in the third.
Taysom was going to be.
Taysom is amazing.
That's not Taysom Hill, bro. Why would he use Taysom Hill in the first?
Voldemort.
He's not going to get him in the first.
I don't know. Getting Mark Andrews in the third, that was a pretty good steal.
So Team 1 has Bryce Young and Tua as his quarterbacks.
I don't like that. Everything was doing so far so well up until that pick.
2 quarterbacks that could both be injured during the season. That's tough.
And why is Bryce Young getting injured?
Because he's little.
Yeah, but you don't know.
He's getting frustrated in practice. You read all the reports. He's getting frustrated in practice. They're missing a lot of assignments. The offensive line is missing assignments. The running backs aren't picking up the blitz the right way. He's a winner. He expects them to be doing the right thing. At least that's what the reports are coming out of Carolina are.
I have the 7th pick in the draft. All right. Kelce should probably fall to you in the first. If that's who you're going for, Kelce in the first. Now, it depends on what you also have though too, because if you have, I don't know, is it full PPR, half PPR, standard? Like that changes the way it looks. Because this one was a PPR, and it looks like it was receiver heavy, which as should be though, because it's PPR. So, hey, what's up, Saver? How you doing, man? Got to find the value in depth once headline players are already taken. No, yeah. It's and that's what we're kind of talking about. Like we just watched this draft. This draft was just randos that we don't even know. We're just kind of watching it as it goes. I'll probably click on another one, watch all that.
Number 7.
All right, guys. Question: if you're in the 8th round, and do you take a chance on Dalvin Cook?
No.
Do you draft Dalvin Cook?
Wait, in the 8th round?
8th round. This is where we are in 8th round. Damian Pierce is gone. Swift is gone. Do you go Dalvin Cook or do you go Madison?
You go Madison.
Yeah, I think Madison's a safer pick, but if Dalvin Cook ends up with the Jets,
he's not going to the Jets.
He's going to Miami.
He's supposed to be going to Miami the whole time, but
now it's.
No, it was already announced that the Jets and Cook are so far apart that everything broke down.
They're going back to Miami. That's what it seems like. Who's number 7 with the run?
They're pretty good. You got Bijan, Tony
has...
Pollard, ETN, Dobbins, Jesus Christ, Brian Robinson. Good Lord.
Yeah.
That guy might have the best running backs.
Full PPR. You said you're at the 7th pick. Full PPR, you might want to go receiver heavy then. I would go receiver first round. You can watch Strangers Draft. Yes, I could watch Strangers Draft.
Yeah, you just go in there.
We just did that right now. No, this is a real life mock draft that just happened. Like we just watched it live, finished. I'll pull up another one.
Yeah, that number 7. I didn't like that team actually. In full PPR. You have all those running backs.
It was running back heavy, yeah.
There's two running back heaviest. I don't like that because his receivers were nothing, not guys that are going to get the ball 80 times, 90 times, 100 times. You need those guys.
There we go. This one's going right now. This one's doing right now.
That's cool.
Yeah. We're just pulling up mock drafts right now, and watching because these are the rounds right here. So this is also a PPR. Pittman, I would expect this dude probably go another receiver here. Just because it is PPR. Oh, Williams, that's fine. Probably another running back right here. No, because he had 2 and 2. Yeah, probably another running back here. See, Team 6 has Eckler, Pollard, and Williams. Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy, and Lockett.
I like that.
It's not bad. And it's PPR, so that's already established for him as I like what he has there. That's almost as good as the Eckler Eckler Chubb team from the last draft we were watching.
Man.
I like the JT, Etienne, Aaron Jones.
Go receiver right here. Adams, Ayuk, get another receiver. So here's now we're talking about middle rounds, right? Here's how I've seen it. And I've done this for freaking God, I don't know how long.
With Jahan Dotson, that's not bad.
In the middle of the rounds is where you kind of want to make your money too. Because obviously in the first 3 rounds, these top guys are gone, right? If you establish multiple positions at the run game and the receiver game, and probably wait till you get your quarterback later, like that's how I've always done it, and it's always worked out. You don't have to follow my advice. I'm just saying what I've just done out of experience. I feel like the top tiered guys, like round 6, 7, and 8, you get yourself some receivers, and some of those receivers or running backs actually hit for the season and turns out to be top 5 running back, top 5 receiver. There's always that one guy. And then there's always that one waiver guy that ends up being the fantasy darling of the year.
Yeah, that happens. This number 2 team, this team 2 right here, that's exactly how I pick.
You go running back, receiver, QB,
and then whoever that receiver is, I'm looking for the stack for the best quarterback for after. That's what I'm saying. Round 5, I got my guys, and now I have the stack with DJ Moore.
Of course, he's going with team 2 with all the Bears.
But it's the same point as the point. It was more like that you have the stack as when your receivers when I'm going for quarterback in the 5th. If I go in the 5th, I'm going to look for the best quarterback available for the stack.
He got himself
Davis, and I want a running quarterback.
He got Allen with Davis right there. Let's see. Dobbins, Kamara, Gibson, Jacobs, Pierce. Oh, yeah, that team might need some running backs here in the 9th round. So watch the August 1st draft. What?
It's 5 days ago. Can't see it. No.
What you mean? On this show? Did you guys do a draft on the 1st?
I don't remember. What's the 1st? It's 5 days ago.
Freaking.
Was that
Tuesday?
The NFC?
Did you guys do a Tuesday draft?
No.
Yeah, that doesn't help me, dude. You want me to scroll 5 days worth of feed on a mock draft app? You're crazy, bro. Send me the link, put it in chat. Maybe I'll do it, but no. Get the hell out of here, bro.
Who do you like more, Penny or Pacheco?
Pacheco for this season. Dynasty.
I'm leaning towards Penny a little bit.
I think I like Penny this year. I
don't like that Swift can probably outbeat him.
He hasn't done it yet. Penny's still taking the first team reps.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, but he always gets hurt. This is what he does.
That's exactly why I don't like him.
But
at least Pacheco can give you at least 4 more solid games than what Penny can.
I don't know.
If Pacheco had an injury bug like Penny does, then maybe I'll go Penny. But until I see Pacheco falling out all the time, no, I'll go Pacheco. Opportunity is key. I'll take the running back who's going to be more available to me health-wise than some dickhead who's never on the field. Or I have 2-3 games and then I lost him for the season. That's just me. But, I mean, if you guys want to be higher on Penny.
I like the Eagles' offensive line. I don't care. He's still injured.
I don't care.
Even with him injured. That's what you said, Swift. Like, I hate Swift. I've always hated him. Even when he was going the first round, 7 overall last year. I was like, no, I wouldn't do it. But I would rather try.
I'll take Pacheco over Swift.
Pacheco's safe. He's a very safe run pick because you're not going to have no one's going to take him. Go over him.
Come on, man, get your receiver here.
He needs to.
Time's up.
He can go either or.
Yeah, he can go either way because
I think he's going to go receiver here.
We got Chase Olave and Addison. You're solid. I do like he has Darren Waller there.
Yeah. Swift did awful for me after his injury.
Swift,
a lot of these running backs do. They don't come back the same.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
okay.
What the hell? All right.
Hey, here's 10 picks.
Herbert.
Damn.
So he went Herbert anyway.
Yeah. He should go receiver here then, right? At the third.
It has to be. You have to go receiver now.
This is 13 rounds as well. I drafted him in the second round too. Yeah, last year it was that's actually an okay spot for him last year. Last year a lot of people went there. So he did really good before he got hurt. Like he was the main running back. Like he was putting up massive numbers.
And then week 4 came in, Williams just took over and was scoring touchdown to touchdown to touchdown. And he became the main.
If this dude doesn't go receiver here. There it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Allen Lazard there in the 10th. That's actually really good. Because you have 3 really solid receivers here, man. And then Lazard as your 4th. That's not bad. That is not bad. Chase, Olave, and Addison.
And if
Addison's going to get work too.
I think he will, but if he doesn't pop off, you have Lazard, who's your safety. I mean, it's a safety blanket right there.
Yeah, I think Addison's talented enough to make a freaking impact right away.
But you never know. Kirk Cousins is going to zero in on Justin Jefferson so much that it actually opens it up for the tight end. So only fear that you have with him that you only get 50 catches, but he's still going to have some catches no matter what.
Yeah.
Very curious. Swift just needed to refresh its scenery. Eagles O-line is pretty damn legit. Hope he can show out.
Yeah.
I hope
so too, man.
The thing problem with the Eagles is they run 6 running backs.
Yeah, I was gonna say
everyone's gonna get the ball.
Yeah, he might not get hurt this year, but that means he's gonna be productive.
He might only get like 100 carries, which will be drastic change from 250.
Yeah, but when he gets the ball, though, he makes things happen, though.
We've always said he's very explosive.
Yeah.
But can you rely on that? I mean, I might rather have Dameon Pierce because I know he's gonna get the ball 300 times because that team is terrible.
Yeah. How do you feel about Christian Watson this year?
How about this question?
I think he'll be good. Seems to have a rapport.
He's not my 1. He's not my 2. If Roger was there, he would have been my 1 or 2. Easy. But I would have to get myself a McLaurin over him. I would get myself Tyler Lockett over him.
Yeah, I probably would too.
I would go even as far as deep as getting probably Amari Cooper over him. Where I kind of have the cutoff for him.
What about Christian Kirk?
I would take Christian Kirk over him.
Okay.
And then who I was number 2? Addison, maybe not Addison. Deontay Johnson probably for sure.
Oh yeah, because he could be a number 1.
Yeah, no, there's guys like I just need to see the develop. So far out of camp, it's pretty good, but it's not real game time yet. We'll see what. I don't think they'll play in preseason at all. So, but we'll see what happens. I will take him as my third guy. I'm not taking him as my 1 or 2. And what Jaw Horse did here, he took Jefferson, London first, which is great, and then he took Watson. So that's something I would do.
You would take Watson over London? I mean, take London
I'm
over
just
Watson.
saying he took him at his third.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't take, like, depending on how the rest of the draft was, like, I wouldn't. I'm saying I would have a 1 and 2 before him, and then get Watson.
Would Drake London be one of those guys?
Over Watson? Yes.
Okay. I think Drake London is more talented. I was worried about that quarterback situation. If I knew Heineke was going to be that starter, because it's coming out that it doesn't seem like he's going to start the season.
He'll make his way in there. He'll make his way in there.
I hope you're right.
Somehow he sneaks his way into lineups every year he plays, no matter what. Like he does, and he's good at it. It don't matter who, but he's outplayed 2 starters before him.
Yeah.
Why not make it a third? I look, that's freaking Ritter's job to lose. So, do you like 14-team draft? It's crazy and hard to pick your teams. I've done them before. I've even done 16 teams. But I like 12. I hate 10s. I like 12s. 14s, just like, I'll do it, but it's not like really my choice. But I preferably like 12s. Anybody who's been doing 10s their entire life and then they show up to a 12, they're like, "Oh, this is crazy." I'm like, "Well, this is norm." Like it's actually evens out through all the teams. So that's just me. Do you guys like 14, 10s, or 12s, or what?
I think they're all kind of different. Like 10 seem to be easier, obviously. I think 12 is kind of ideal. But I mean, 14s are fun too, because it's a little difficult, but I mean every other team has the same issue. So
yeah.
So I think my standard draft is 12, but if you go 10, now I'm gonna go wait longer for the quarterback. So there's less chances. If it's 14, I'm gonna move for a quarterback earlier. So it just kind of helps me determine where I'm gonna grab certain guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's 14, I can't go past round 5 without having my quarterback, because by the time it comes back around, we're talking about the 60th best player. So that's hard.
Okay. I do want to get into IDP before we end the show. So if you guys need to pull up any tabs or anything, talk about mid-tier tabs. I seriously doubt we'll find an IDP draft here. But I do want to talk about mid-tier guys. If you guys want to pull up anything or any notes right now or whatever. I have a few guys in mind that may or may not, but I'll give you guys time to think about it or look at it later. But yeah. I'll get Addison from the Vikings over. Yeah, no. And Addison's one of those guys I'll take over Watson as well. Just because I know that Kirk Cousins is going to, Adam Thielen did decent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, was it 800 yards? Like a lot, way less than his normal playabouts from his previous years. But if Jordan Addison comes in on his rookie year at 800 yards and 6-7 touchdowns for the season, as a rookie, I'm okay with that. Can it be more? Absolutely. But again, we'll see how the Vikings run their offense, because with Cook gone, say what?
Not having that running back, that star running back, is going to kind of
push the pass a lot more, though. So that's the thing.
That's what Kirk does.
Yeah. Heineke is the GOAT. He surprises us a lot, man. Mike, I'm not disagreeing with you there. He somehow becomes the guy weeks 10 through 14.
No matter what.
For the past couple seasons, Heineke jumps in week 10, and he's like the talk of the century for the next 4 weeks. And could this guy be the guy? just give him the ball already, damn it. Like, just
He
let
literally
him
said,
run.
"Oh, my beer," and he literally
Like-
hands you a beer. And
Like,
then
Mark, please tell me you're wearing a shirt right now. Are you wearing a shirt? Hell yes. Thank you. That's my favorite shirt. It's my favorite shirt. The legend, was it the legend of
Yeah, the legend of Taylor Heineke. And
Hell
has him
yeah, there
diving
it
at
is.
the pylon.
Hell yes. You know what? Let's blow it up. Hold on. Let's get Mark in there.
Oh,
From
man.
the playoff game against the Bucks.
There it is. It's the greatest shirt ever. I was thinking more teams, the weaker your bench will be.
Yeah.
You're talking about oh yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got to think about, so you're talking about 14 teams. You got to think about how, you have to actually think about your bench though. So you want to, so in a 14, so here's what I do. I'm assuming you're in a 14 because why else the hell you're going to ask this question? If you're in a 14-man league, be sure you get your handcuff running backs.
Oh,
Be sure
yes.
you get your handcuff running backs.
That's
Get your
great.
Get your Carter to your Breeze Hall. Get your freaking White to your Jacobs. Get your Hall to your Taylor. Get your Algier to your Robinson.
Will be behind the battle.
Get those guys who are behind them because you're gonna need them. In a 14-man league, if you're not getting your backup, it's gonna be struggle bus. When they replaced Wentz in the last few weeks, everyone, I mean, who cares? Better than Wentz. And then they brought Wentz back in, and then it got even worse. It's like the dude threw like 3 interceptions that game on his first day.
Immediately.
I'm like, bro, let's get out of here, man. Where's Wentz now?
Yeah, I don't know why they brought Wentz back in.
He needs to be on someone's couch.
Is Wentz even signed?
No, he's a free agent.
No. He's gonna come off someone's couch. He's gonna win a couple games, and then, go off to the sunset.
I don't know why they put him back. I mean, I guess I understand why, because the dude was making $20+ million, but still.
Who do you think gives him a call? If Baker goes down, you think Tampa Bay will call him?
No.
Ooh, good Lord.
You think the Cardinals will call him?
My prediction is when Stafford goes down, he'll be a Ram.
Damn.
I was going to say he's going to be a Raider.
Raider makes sense too.
Raiders,
I can see Raiders.
Wentz is probably in the woods hunting. Yeah, more than likely. I would not doubt that, Braden. I would not doubt that for a second. What's up, my guy? I would not doubt that.
Okay. You guys like Kenyon Drake signing with the Colts?
It worries me about Hall because that.
Well, maybe, but I think he's a practice squad guy. He's going to be on that team somehow.
Yeah, maybe. I really do believe in Hall, man. I really do. I really think he's going to be a decent number 2. We'll see. Carson Wentz is a yeah.
Who has a bigger impact? Kenyon Drake with the Colts or Marlon Mack with the Cardinals?
Hold on. Let me answer. I'll answer that after I say this.
Marlon Mack.
Carson Wentz is a stupid ginger, right?
Okay.
However, Mike, I would take Carson Wentz over Andy Dalton any day. If you want to talk about
that's terrible.
They're both gingers.
I don't care. Yeah, I would take Wentz over Andy Dalton any day. All right. So what was your question?
I said who has more of an impact? Kenyon Drake with the Colts or Marlon Mack with the Cardinals? Because Marlon Mack just signed with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I won't say Drake because JT thing. I don't think JT's not going to want to play for this damn team. It's going to take him a couple of weeks to the season before he's like, I'm good.
Yeah, and then Mack hasn't really played in freaking decades, so I don't know. Who gets signed first, Kareem Hunt or Zeke or Dalvin? Dalvin.
Well, Dalvin could sign tomorrow if he wanted to.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Dalvin.
I think he's going to be on a team. He's going to be on the roster. He's going to be on somebody's roster, but
I heard Taylor wants $60 million a year. Well, good luck, buddy.
Good luck. $16 million a year. At running back.
Okay. I get it. All right, let's scroll down a little bit, see if there's any more fresh ones that are starting up. Again, guys, I'm just kind of checking out these randos drafts. See if anybody's in. That one shows up a lot. Is that one filled? Let's see. Let's see. A 12-man. This one just started. Perfect. Again, so we're just kind of noticing the mid tier, but I'm also starting at the beginning. So this is a 2 QB PPR, so it's a little bit different. So obviously quarterbacks went first because it's a 2 quarterback. So meaning there's a flex, there's a super flex. So quarterbacks will go early in the 2 QBs. I'm not a big fan of these. I know a lot of people are kind of changing their ways to this, but I'm not a big fan of this. I know Mark isn't either. Brian, how do you feel about the super flex or the 2 QB leagues?
I hate it.
Okay, so we're old school here. I know Anthony from Get Right, they love super flex.
I don't think I've played it enough. It's still weird to me to be going after 2 quarterbacks.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get 2 QBs each draft.
Yeah.
I have that backup and then a strong backup, but I don't go purposely looking for like my starter because in this type of draft for me, I'm gonna go after 3.
You have to, and then if everyone goes after 3, then there's no flexibility in your lineup because
there's gonna be a team
up there. That's why I hate that when something happens and you get injured and there's nothing to go get. That's don't like it.
Hunt is underrated. Yeah, I agree. He's getting up there in age though, man. So that's how
I think Green, because he doesn't have as many snaps under him. I think he can be on a team and surprise somebody.
Is this a statement or a question? Because I don't care what anybody else does. I don't care what these two do. I really don't. I know how I draft, and I've been doing it for years. I know what I need to do to establish my team. Now, I have messed up. And that's probably the only times I think I mess up is when I'm actually drafting with you guys because you're kind of
trying to run a show, you try to keep all this stuff
you're
going on.
Concentrating on the show. I have a rack full of comments, and then I have so many tabs I'm looking at that when it comes to my draft pick, I actually go back to the draft and see who's available at the time. But I know what position I'm looking at. So it's kind of harder for me to do it while I'm actually running the show. But
I agree.
When
I ran the show, we were doing it. I was like, my first 5 picks, I was like, man, I'm doing terrible right now.
Exactly. It's a lot harder to concentrate.
I grabbed the wrong Shaq. Oh, it was the freaking NFC South one, man. I grabbed the wrong Shaq. I was like, man.
I will take that Shaq. Okay.
Like 2 rounds later, the other, I was like, oh, that's the Shaq I should have drafted. What was I thinking?
And it was me.
I guess I answered it right. My bad. I guess
it's a question,
but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. For me, no.
I mean, you can learn a little bit, but I don't know. I think we're pretty set in our ways.
I think you learn more about other people. You learn more about other people.
Pertain to us, or if that was just in general. But for me, I would actually jump into these mock drafts.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
I think you learn more by doing mock drafts, honestly,
because you put yourself in a position where you're like, okay, I need to so. For us redrafters who want like right now, like I know all my redrafters are gonna show up. Like Mike, welcome back. Okay. I know you don't play Dynasty, or else you would have been here throughout the other months. Or maybe you've been I know you said you were busy. I get it, but I know you play redraft 100%. I don't think you're in a Dynasty yet, right? I could be wrong, but we get more popular as we get closer to the season, and the redrafters come out of their caves and like, oh yeah, fantasy football. Who is Zach Charbonnet? Well, for us Dynasty guys, knew who Zach Charbonnet was back in January, but some guys don't know who that is because they are still looking at Walker as the main guy, and they realize, oh, there's a rookie named Zach Charbonnet. Like, yeah, some guys don't even know who Kincaid is. That's just the way it is. So
what the hell is Team 6 doing?
12-team PPR, Kirk Cousins. Looks like they're kind of like getting their fruit of the looms here. Their top guys. Chubb, ETN, they also catch. Got himself some pass catchers.
Yeah, but
And
what
it
are you
looks like
talking
he
about?
went for what?
No, I was just like, well, you looking at when you need a quarterback, we're doing 2 quarterback thing.
I think he did it here.
Russell Wilson. Okay.
I'm not.
Russell Wilson,
You
Kirk
question
Cousins.
6?
I wouldn't do that.
I would have.
I'll get my 1 quarterback, and then I'll go a run on them, and then if I'll get a second quarterback a little bit later.
I still think I'm still on team late QB.
So
man.
Mike says he's not.
He's not in Dynasty. Okay,
so
that's fine.
Right. So he also said if Chubb wasn't in Cleveland, he'd be a RB1. It's a hot take.
He's still an RB1.
Yeah.
I still think he is. I think it's because of what happened last year.
Unless you say like drafted, like he'd be the first running back off the.
What's up, Sports Spotlight?
Cup or Hill? PPR. Probably Hill.
Hill.
Yeah, Hill.
And isn't Cup hurt right now? Ain't going to miss the beginning
he
of the
is
season?
hurt. He is hurt.
Stafford will be hurt tomorrow, so.
Kirk Cousins.
He wakes up hurt every day. Like, oh, my shoulder, my knee.
Old man.
Elbow.
I will take Hill 100% there.
Yeah, I'd go Hill too.
Just Tua can get it done, man. As
Hill
long as
also
Tua's healthy, Hill's going to put up stronger numbers.
Oh, it is.
Kirk Cousins there at the 5th. Yep. And then I like what he did here with freaking Russ, though, at the 6th. I think he's having a bounce back year. I'm excited for him.
I agree with that. Russ is going to have a good year. I think Russ has a better year.
I hope he does. I can't say he will, but I hope he does.
But his duo is I probably dislike his duo more than anyone else's.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Team 11 that doesn't think he needs another quarterback. But like Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, that's cool.
I think he grabs one here. It's going to be a quarterback right here. Told you.
Yeah, he had to go.
Damn,
and it's Matt Stafford. Oh, shit.
Damn, I'm smooth.
The right inside, imagine if Stefanski ran the damn ball when Watson came back. I mean, well, we can, I guess.
I would have made the playoffs.
So, I like what Team 6, 7, and 11 did.
I don't like 6.
I know you disagree. I know, and here's the thing why we disagree, because you like getting quarterbacks early. I
like to get that one, especially that first one.
No, I'd rather have the bread and butter of my team that I know I can flex and swap out as the season goes, where if I get a quarterback, I might miss out on Metcalf or who we got here in the 3rd. I might miss out on Keenan Allen or freaking Najee Harris or Travis Etienne. I might miss out on that because I'm too busy getting freaking Watson in the 3rd or Prescott in the 4th when Jacobs was still there. Stevenson was still there.
Level of quarterbacks that you're losing, so it's because they're going so early. You have to get, especially in 2 quarterback PPR.
But you got, look at what this dude's still like. You got Geno Smith here in the 5th, Cousins and Russ in the 6th, and Golf they're in the 6th, and Jones still in the 6th. All those guys, I know they're not immaculate, and I know they're not going to put up big time numbers, but they have other guys that are going to put up, and this is a PPR league. They can put up those numbers. If my QB can put up 20 points, okay, 20 points, that's all I need from you. And the rest of the team can handle the big majority, larger numbers, like the double numbers, I'll be fine with that. Where a lot of people like bank on their QBs.
2 QBs changes it.
I know, but a lot of people bank on their QBs. And if your QB goes down, there goes your season. Why? Because you bank too hard on your QB.
But even
that's
more,
why I don't like going early.
But even more on a 2 QB, in this type of draft, we have 2 QB PPR. You need to get the first one early, and then you can wait to get the second one, because then the difference between Jordan Love and Kenny Pickett is what, or Matt Stafford and Stroud is nothing. So that is being more minuscule.
Did I see Tua? Looks like Roman
He
Reigns.
looks like Roman Reigns. Jack.
Does he?
He's jacked.
I tried looking it up. I couldn't find anything, but that's funny.
He needs to learn how to fall more than anything.
I don't know, man. I strongly disagree with you. I like what Team 6 is doing, man. I really do. He got Ayuk in the 7th, man. Like this is to me. That's great. Now he needs to go running back here, though.
I'll take Team 5 any day. I'll take Team 5 over Team 6 any day.
You go running back here. Go running back. Don't you get receiver again. There it is.
Yeah, Penny's a good one.
I like what he's doing, man.
But I'll take JT, Barkley, Kamara, Keenan Allen, Cooper,
Taylor, who you just mentioned, doesn't want to play, right? You said that, right?
Yeah, he does not want to play. He's going to have to play because there's nothing he can do about it.
I don't know about that. And then he's 23 years old for three games.
He's stuck.
Okay.
But he has Kamara too. His Kamara gets those 3 days.
But he's going for 3 games, and then he's got to come back in the 4th. Which who knows? What if Miller and
Miller's not even going to be there at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, he's not even in training camp.
Yeah.
He's on the.
He's not. Yeah, he's not even there now.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know what Team 1's doing though.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's a little weird there.
Like Wilson and Waddle are great. Rodgers, okay. His first 4 picks, but I feel like it could have been a running back.
You should have gotten a running back.
Like I don't think Kittle would have been a. You could have passed up on Kittle.
You could have passed up on Rodgers.
Still there.
Who's going to be a better number, Rodgers or Carr?
Yeah. Sorry. Do you guys say that? I don't. I still haven't gotten to the fix of it. But yeah, like and subscribe to the video.
Is that our slogan? We build champions.
Hey, that's what I say every time I talk about it. Every time I talk about it, every Tuesday, if I'm talking about everyone trying to join, I'm like, hey, this is where you want to win your league. We build champions.
We have had championship teams through here, but I'm just saying, I don't want to like.
I mean, come on, Anthony, Bob Dole.
I don't want to focus on that, man.
Oh, there you go. They got a 3rd quarterback. Seeing how.
Search new to his tattoo.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Search to a new tattoo.
To his new tattoo. Wow. Oh, okay. His sleeve? Something about his sleeve?
He's talking about how big he looks.
He looks the same to me.
He was never a skinny guy. That was never his problem.
I've watched him for a couple of years though, but he looks the same to me, man. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, no, we're so if anybody's new and just chilling, watching, I don't know, we're giving out another jersey at 400. It's not gonna stop. Oh, you know what? I forgot to add the Build a Blocks League in
Sleeper.
No, it's ready. It's ready. I just need to add the settings. I'll probably do that first before I actually add the things. Because the passing and everything is different. I'll add that differently. So we're gonna have that league going up. And that's the same tattoo. Oh, is it? Okay. All right. Mark could probably answer that better than I can. Sorry.
I'm surprised Brandon Ayuk is going so low.
Yeah, that I'm surprised.
He's like a number 1 receiver. Like,
that's a good spot though. For him to get, he got Jefferson, Lamb, Ayuk, Lockett. I like Team 6. I don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't think he's going to win as many games because of the quarterback.
Cousins with Jefferson is fine. Russ will probably have a bounce back year. Look, I'm not going to deny that from all the years we've been seeing Russell Wilson, how great he is. And because he had one bad year off of a QB year that it was a new team, new system, new coach. Now he's
not
been
even
on
a
the
good
same
coach, a
team
terrible one.
with probably the same-ish system, but with the better coach. I think it's going to be pushed more with the passing game. I think we see a bounce back from Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson can get himself back in the top 10 this year, and it wouldn't surprise me. I like what he's done.
I don't know. There's so much competition now, but
I
think he'd be a top 12 quarterback, definitely.
That's still good enough for me to actually
No,
have.
I 100% agree. I love Russell Wilson.
Chubb,
I think he just went to the wrong place.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Do I think he's better than? I never thought I'll ever see a day when Geno Smith is better than Russell Wilson.
No, absolutely not. That no, wouldn't see that. But I see Russell having bounced back here. So here's what we got in the mid-tier rounds, right? He's probably one of those guys that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
I would take Russell Wilson here, and here's my by positions. Russell Wilson as a quarterback, I think in the mid-tier rounds, I would take. 100%.
I like him. Because
Mm-hmm.
once again, the drop off from him to those great running quarterbacks is minuscule. It's not as much because he has that running aspect. He will get you runs and touchdowns along with his passing yards. So I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
a lot.
So here's I'll take Russell Wilson in the mid tiers.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Jamal Williams in the mid tiers.
Okay.
Khalil Herbert in the mid tiers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take P. Ryan in the mid tiers.
Mm-hmm.
Checo, he's probably in the 4th or 5th round, so probably not. I'll take Hopkins or Treylon Burks because I don't think they're either one of those guys are going to look high now. Maybe Hopkins, but I don't know. But then that only means one of those guys is going to get drafted over the other one, depending on what they like.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Treylon Burks in the mid tier. I'll take Brandon Cooks in the mid tier guys.
I like Brandon.
Like these are all these guys that I will take mid tier that are probably going to be there around 8. Elijah Moore is probably going to be the best receiver in Cleveland. Okay. Tyler Boyd is still probably going to be there. He's always been mid-tier, and he always outperforms his main ADP. Tyler Boyd has been proven, and people still don't know it because I'm looking at this draft, and you got him in the 11th. These are guys I'm looking at. Now, let's focus on tight end. I mentioned QB. I mentioned running back. I mentioned receiver. Now, tight end, mid-tier.
Freiermuth, Njoku.
I think he's going to be higher than no.
Because
he's probably going to be higher.
Because you're gonna lose Kelce.
I would go because there's only 32 of them really. I mean 36.
Kittle.
So you're looking
Waller. So Goddard. So Freiermuth would be 10th.
Schultz.
Dalton Schultz.
Because one thing about rookies, and I've been watching for the past couple of years, they're the rookies' best friends. They're the first closest read that I feel like every rookie typically looks at their tight ends because they're just the closest target.
Hey, like you've been telling me, Cole Kmet for the last 2 years been saying it. That's another mid-tier guy that will work out. He's going to get you 60 catches.
Yeah, but the tight end is such a wasteland, man, that you could get the last tight end, and by the end of the season, he's like top 3. Like that's tight end landscape. Say what?
I said Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, exactly. Tyler.
Except for that guy. He can be good. No. You know what? Gerald Everett.
I think Hunter Henry's gonna have a good year this year.
A good bounce back year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. The Broncos break their 16-game loss.
No.
Good luck.
I don't know, man.
Probably goes to 18.
Yeah, probably. I think the big problem Russ has was the passing of his best friend and mental health coach in late 2021. He also put on weight and had Hackett. And there's a lot of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And mentally he's kind of a weird dude, to be honest. So a lot of things happen, like new place, new home, new environment. Everything was new. Like I'm telling you, I can't deny what I've watched him do in Seattle for so many years. And I'm not going to justify his playing ability off of what I saw last year.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. So, yeah. Did you guys pull up any IDP?
Let's go.
All right. I'll do one more. See what we have. For those who do IDP, we are going to look at we're going to talk about it. I don't think anybody's running an IDP one here. I seriously doubt, just because it's not that popular. We're trying to push that here on this channel. If you guys don't know what IDP is, it's individual defensive players. Mark, tell them what it's all about and why they should play.
So yeah, basically instead of having a full defense, we have 2 defensive linemen, linebacker, a defensive back, and a flex position, which can be anybody.
Well, that's just our league, though. Specifically.
No, I'm just breaking it down. Other people do like full setups where it's just the defense, and they literally have like 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers. But it's basically where instead of a full defense, you do individual defensive players. I was a little bit, intimidated by it when I first got into it, but then like 4 years in now, like it's so much better than playing just the whole defense. Makes the game more fun to watch. Like, I don't know. I just have if you see a big play going on and you're like, who was that? And you're just like, was it my guy? And then like, if it is your guy, you're like elated and through the roof.
Yeah.
But even if it's not your guy, you're still like, okay, that was a good play. And then you see guys making plays. And for me, I'll be like, is this guy a free agent? Like just checking on things like every week, watching football just adds a whole new layer to it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Linebackers.
Like you have those mid-tier IDP guys. You start to understand who's on the defense. You really start to pay attention to guys. That how many times you really look at Van Der Esch? How many times you really looking at Anthony Walker? Like when you start looking at those guys, you start to understand how the defense is formulated and how points matter and how matchups matter, and you understand football more, honestly.
Mm-hmm. What I like about IDP is you're having your defensive linemen, your linebackers, and your DBs, and sometimes there should be leagues. There should be a flex, okay? Just like you do on the offense, there's typically one flex. The linebackers are your main key core pieces. Why? Because they produce the tackles. They also rush. They also go into pass protection, and they go off into coverage, get themselves interceptions. They are the main key source of every defense. We all know this. If anybody's played football or watched football, the linebackers are like the leaders of the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And typically, in most leagues, they are the money makers and producers of what individual defensive players do. And just like Mark said, instead of having the whole defense, kind of like that one draft we saw at the very end not too long ago, where basically all the teams are just getting last draft as defense, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You can actually get yourself a Micah Parsons. You can actually get yourself a Nick Bolton or freaking Jack Campbell, who now just recently is probably going to take over the Lions or something. Like just those specific guys. They're going to Roquan Smith, like all these big name linebackers, they make interceptions. You get interception points. Now, depending on how your league settings are, we like to have yards per interception as well. We also have kick return yards, but they're like different. fumble yards as well. Like all that into the plate. A sack can get you way more points. Probably a sack in IDP world is the equivalent to a touchdown for the offensive guys. So if you see one of your guys get a sack, that's like big money right there. It's like, hell yeah. Like I've seen guys put up 20, 30 points. They just had a really good game. So we're watching this one QB league PPR just before we go into the IDP again. But I'm looking at this draft. This is my kind of draft. The one QBs.
Yep.
This is what I like.
I
know
it.
the
I'm
last one
comfortable
was two
with it.
QBs, but it seems like the quarterback, the rushing upside are coming back.
Mm-hmm.
For like a good 3-4 years still. But I still get a QB late. That's just me.
It's not a terrible move. It's just one of those things that it's kind of, it's about how you feel. You know,
How confident are you in your team and your picks that you need to establish your quarterback early?
Because if you don't get your quarterback, does it ruin your team? That does determine that.
Yeah. Sometimes not about establishing quarterback. Sometimes you look at who's available, and sometimes if the quarterback outweighs who's left, I'll just go quarterback.
Agreed.
Mark and I knows.
It depends on like your draft position too, because if you're like towards the end and you're about to snake back around, and you're like, well, by the time it comes back to me, there's
24 guys going in front of me right now.
Mm-hmm. That's why if I'm on the tail end, I'm going to go receiver or running back, because I know by the time it gets back to me, there's not going to be anybody left.
Yeah.
So you got to get them. But if you're like kind of in that middle area, sometimes you're like, there's still some good talent. And if you have like Josh Allen sitting there or Mahomes like in the second or third, I don't know, I might get him.
But go ahead. I know you got to go. So do you want to put out some IDP guys that you kind of think about before?
Most definitely. I like as far as like linemen, Jeffrey Simmons. I don't know. Deron Payne's not really a mid tier, but he's probably ranked 30th run lineman. I like Eddie Jackson. I like let's see.
Simmons is not a bad one.
Zaven Collins. I thought Owusu. It's another one that you might be able to grab mid tier.
Yeah. No, I like that. What's crazy is now, like, I know you like L'Jarius Sneed. Believe it or not, his ADP has dropped dramatically.
I do believe that.
His like there's drafts out there that I was in. Cody Barton and Cameron Curl, Donovan Wilson were all getting picked over him, which was like, wow. I know those are linebackers and safeties, but like L'Jarius needs a corner, and there's some leagues that do corner specific. But
do you like corner or do you like safety if you're going for a defensive back?
For me, I prefer safeties over corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you can agree, but I kind of like rookie corners, sophomore corners, third-year corners are risky. But after that, the league already knows what they are. Mm-hmm. They're either Revis Island or not. You know what I mean? So that means that they're going to throw to them in their direction or not. Where safeties, you can keep forever, and you can be like, they're going to be playmakers or not. Are they going to be up in the box? Are they going to like be deep? Are they playmakers basically? So I prefer a safety over.
Oh, I agree. I tend to go safety over.
Yeah. The younger ones get the ball thrown at them. So that makes sense too. You want to have an opportunity to make a play to get points.
Yeah. So have you ever broke it real quick before you leave? Go ahead and answer your how you would approach this question.
I go in knowing that these are my tier of guys that I'm going to look for. I'm not looking for a specific person, but if I've lost 4 guys out of my tier and the 5th guy's only got 1 left, then I would jump in head and grab them early. But as long as I have a tier, like I'm not going to say like I have to grab the first guy. I'm not a guy who's going to need Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or anyone like Josh Allen. I don't need those guys. I just have a tier of guys, and as long as I'm not the last one, I keep it going. I wait.
You show up with a notebook and everything, don't you?
Always. I'm like, all right, here's my guy. All right, now this is where it is. I type it up real quick, have it on my phone.
I used to be like that.
He's sitting there and he's like, "Ah, this guy's gone."
Yeah, I used to be like that. But yeah, man.
Like, all right, that's what I'm like. All right, I got to get the guy now. I have to get him now. It's something I can do it.
Yeah, Brian, you got to go. Thanks for coming in, man. I know you got crap going on today, so.
I mean, hey, this is like my favorite show. I was like, if I got to talk to you guys, if I'm missing any show, it's not going to be this one.
But I know you'll probably watch the rest later, so I'll give out my IDP guys. I'm sure Mark has a few guys, so go do your thing, dude. If you gotta leave, gotta leave. But
all right, I'll see you guys later, and I'll add your IDP guys to my notebook.
I got some good ones, man. I got some good ones. All right, Mark. Good. So how would you break your draft because someone you like?
I mean, I guess it depends on